And hello, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 2 of The Operator. Let us continue where we left off. I know I left off in a little bit of an obscure spot yesterday, and I do apologize for that. But we'll make up for it today. We'll make up for it. All right. 1:45 p.m. FDA headquarters, Washington D.C. All right. Okay. So let's. Okay. Hey, go ahead, Hal. I'm listening. Hmm. So we did a little bit of this yesterday. I guess it just didn't save all that great because of the fact that I had left off kind of obscurely. So it's all right. We'll we'll do it and we'll get over and done with it. So, 187.222.19.98. No, so, ooh, there we go. All right, let's get into it. Now she's basically gonna ask and tell us
Hello,
about the
Operator
fire
Tanner.
and
Hal
stuff
told
all
me that
about
you'd be
that.
calling.
Like I had a
Look,
choice.
I get it. Hal can be a world-class pain. Okay, I'll try to keep this short. About a month ago, I started working on a missing persons case. A woman reported that her husband had been gone for over 48 hours. Almost right away, the case felt different. Red tape all over the place. An unusual lack of cooperation from my superiors and colleagues. Unanswered calls. Suddenly, the FDI felt like the most incompetent department in the country. After an almost endless game of phone tag, I finally managed to get an appointment with a superior. The plan was to sit down and talk about the case first thing Monday morning. That Sunday night, I'm awoken by a phone call. The woman's apartment has burned to the ground. And the woman, what's left of her anyway, has been found dead in the ashes. Well, it gets worse. So I started looking into the fire, of course. I couldn't help myself. Plus, I felt like I owed it to Mia. That was the woman's name. Mia Cole. Anyway, it wasn't long before my superiors found out and pressured me to stop. They told me the fire had been ruled accidental, the result of faulty wiring in our oven. They told me I was wasting my time and precious FDI resources by looking into it, and said if I continued, I'd end up pushing papers in a basement somewhere. But that fire, Operator Tanner, that fire was no accident. I can feel it. Mia was murdered. I just have to prove it. That's where I'm hoping you can help me. Go ahead and search them in the Human DB. The husband's name is Sasha. Sasha and Mia Cole. Please. Just another coincidence, right? Look, I don't know why, but someone doesn't want us looking into Sasha and Mia Cole. But we have to, Operator Tanner. It's our job. Who's going to do it if we don't? Can you help me find proof Mia's fire wasn't an accident?
Okay. All right. So our task has been updated up there.
You'll take a look then? Oh, thank you. As far as how to access the case files, that's not really my area of expertise. But you can ask Hal.
Okay. Asking Hal. So working on this very thing. So it looks like I can't give you direct access to the files, but I found a bug in the chat. You should be able to inject a query that'll get you in. Just type this.
Sorry, I don't understand what that means, Tanner.
So it was the middle one. It was the middle one, my bad.
Despite being, well, a thorn in the side, you have to admit Hal gets results.
We're gonna push this up. We got the wedding photo. So we're gonna pull up the ring photo, wedding photo, and the ash sample. Alright. Chemical analyzer. You have opened a chemical sample. We have automatically given you access to the CSLCA data report application. You can find it with the other applications in the top left menu. Please review the user manual relative to the chemical sample analysis process before proceeding. You can find those documents on your personal drive, okay? So it gives us the data report and then the user manual, which is fine. Okay. So we're gonna switch this over here. We're gonna okay. Solid weight. Okay. User manual. Welcome to the user manual for the ChemScan LCA, Chemical Analyzer. This manual is designed to provide you with the information you need to safely and effectively use the instrument to perform chemical analyses. Please read this manual carefully before using the ChemScan LCA, and follow all instructions to ensure the safe and proper operation of the instrument. If you have any questions or concerns about the use of the ChemScan LCA, please contact us. Okay, how to use. Number 1, open the sample in the dedicated ChemScan LCA software. Yep, right there. 2, input the appropriate settings for your sample using formulas found thereafter. Okay. 3, start the analysis process. Note that this may take some time. 4, once the analysis is complete, open the CSLCA data report application. 5, input the results from the ChemScan LCA analysis and initiate the calculation. Okay. Okay, so this is good. Okay. So the ion size, the appropriate ion size varies depending on the sample type and state. So the type is it's non-organic, but it's also solid. So ion size is typically around 6.0. If the material is organic, the ion size must be set to 3.5 to avoid damaging the sample. So it's not organic. So then you would put for the ion size 6.0 and then open that. Delta V. For a non-organic sample weight in grams is times 100. So this is 100. Then threshold. This is a solid, so it should be set to half the delta V. So half of 100, so that's 50. And then sample matrix. The default value of the matrix size is 5. If you are using an older version of the ChemScan LCA version 1.03 or lower, you must set the matrix size to 4. So the version is 1.04. So I would assume it just stays the same. Version 1.3 or lower. So the default value of the matrix size is 5. So I would assume we can change that to 5, right? No? Delta V. Okay, so the delta V is wrong, obviously. So let's go here. Sample weight in grams. I get it, I get it, I get it, I get it. I'm stupid, guys. Don't worry about me. I'm a little slow sometimes. That's fine. But we got to use a little math here. Okay, so then if the weight if the weight in grams is 4.2, then you would times that by 100. So that would be 420. The delta V would be 420. Um, and then the threshold, half of 420 threshold. So half of 420, so 420 divided by 1/2. Or actually, no, that would actually be 420 divided by 2. So that's 210. Got it. So now it's just running that background scan. Okay. Click on results. Okay. How to read the results. Okay. The ChemScan LCA will give, as a result of the analysis, a frequency response curve and additional sample characteristics, such as pH, radioactivity, etc. Those values are going to be used by the CSLCA data report. Open the CSLCA data report software and input the CVT, PhD, and frequencies. Okay, so then so the highest peak is 1. Okay, hold on. So we open up data report. CVVT. Okay. Okay, the response frequencies must be entered from the highest to lowest intensity spike. There must be between 1 and 5 spikes that are higher than the threshold, represented by the red area. You can use the mouse pointer to calculate the frequency. Okay. So 930. Okay. All right, all right, all right. So the CCVT will go first. So that's 901. The pH is 6.5. Okay, so then now we do so the first one is 930. Then we pull up the user manual. 1 is the tallest, 2 is the second tallest, and 3 is the shortest. So then second tallest is So 255? Because that was the one at the peak, and then this one. So 1.63. And then this small one is 10.65. Maybe? Okay. Okay. Mm. 1.55, that's the peak. Gasoline. Okay, perfect. Chases
I knew
gasoline
it.
to fire.
Faulty wiring my... you know what. This was no accident. Someone started this fire and killed Mia. But why?
Mhm.
Maybe I'll end up at a desk in a dark basement somewhere, but I'm going to keep digging into this. It matters to me.
Also,
I grew to know her. Mia, I mean. With our line of work, you try not to get emotionally involved. That's what they teach you at the academy, anyway. Almost from the start. And usually, I can turn the switch off. I learned to do that.
okay.
Feel nothing. But with Mia, I just never could. She wanted to be a singer, she told me. That was her dream. And I'm not exactly an expert, but she did have a good voice. Really. She was just a decent person. A decent person who wanted to find her music hustle. I found something else out too. I saw she didn't beat him. She was the same one who told me. He'd always be and the thought of her raising that child after everything that happened, it brought her then one day, she and the baby were suddenly gone. Someone killed them, Operator Tanner. Someone killed Mia and her baby. Are you still there? Oh, anyway, thanks, Operator. Because of you, I finally have proof. Knowing Hal, well, as much as someone can know Hal, I have a feeling this won't be the last time you and me work together.
So you found evidence proving the fire wasn't an accident. Well done, Evan. Maybe there's hope for you yet. The way the FBI has handled the Cole case, it's strange, don't you think? It does seem suspicious. Yes. Yeah, it does. I just don't know what they're hiding. Or why. Look. I know you probably still don't trust me. I'm on the FBI's most wanted list. I hacked into your computer. I get it. But tell me something. Why would I bother going to the trouble of working with a low-level FBI employee? Sorry, if I didn't have a good reason. I have no idea how. Maybe you're thinking about turning me in to get that reward, but it's too late. You're in too deep. Director Trench is calling. Be careful.
Operator Tanner, can I have a word?
Of course, Director Trench.
I see that you've been looking into the database entries for Mia and Sasha Cole. You want to tell me why?
Wanted to catch up on
I
the
see.
case.
In the future, I want you to avoid anything related to Sasha and Mia Cole. It's a closed case. A total waste of your time. And if by chance something else pops up concerning the Coles, and this is very important, you come to me right away. Understood?
Absolutely,
I'll talk to you
Director
later.
Trench. I know that was probably difficult lying to your friend, but you did the right thing, Evan. As a reward, I'll tell you something about myself. Something that only 2 other people know. The reason I have so much access to the FTI. I used to work there. You were in the FTI? I can't tell you more, for the moment, but yes, I was. As improbable as that seems. What I do now. For now, nothing. I'll be in touch later, Evan. And there we go. Day 2 has been completed. We learned a lot. FBI headquarters, Washington, D.C. What time is it? 4:55 p.m. Yes. Okay. Alright. Who's calling? Walker.
So who the hell am I talking to this time?
Tanner here.
Good. You haven't been fired. I was afraid I'd have to explain this goddamn case all over again. I went back to where Connie said she took the photo in the desert. You remember, right? Where she said this, flying saucer supposedly landed. I didn't find a flying saucer or any aliens breathing their last wheezy breaths or anything like that. But I did find something else.
Something disturbing?
You could say that. You could definitely say that. I found stones. A bunch of stones lying there on the surface of the sand. I'm no geologist, but they look funny to me. Like they'd been moved. Put there for a reason, you know? So, I call it in. Because I'm sure as hell not gonna dig myself, Tanner. Not in this suit. A team arrives an hour later, and they start digging. Sure enough, under one of the stones, they find a body. Advanced state of decomp. They dig under another stone. And lo and behold, this time they find an entire skeleton. Turns out, we're standing on some sort of desert graveyard.
They found a body and a skeleton?
Yeah, messed up, right? And judging by the size of the skeleton, it belonged to someone young, Tanner. Real young.
How many corpses are out there?
Hard to say, but I counted more than 100 stones. If they're all grave markers, well, I'll let you do the math. Look, I won't beat around the bush. The medical examiner has finished a preliminary report on the skeleton, and they found what they believe is a photo of the victim in the sand, buried there by the bones. Never seen that before. Any chance you can take a look at all this and get me an ID, Tanner?
Consider it done.
Let me send you the files. Well, it's taken a while. Hard to access the satellite out here in Roswell. Dryfield. Okay. Looks like it went through. About goddamn time.
So, if you Tucker was supposed to be in Dryfield, not Roswell.
The skeleton appears to be female, estimated at 9 years of age. Starting the examination now. Initial observations show well-preserved and intact bones. No visible signs of trauma or damage. The subject is missing her left incisor. The rest of the dentition looks good. No decay or disease is present. Moving on. Here's something interesting. One of the metacarpal bones on her left hand, the metacarpal 3, has a slight curvature. You don't see that a lot. So, to summarize, the subject appears to have been a female, approximately 9 years of age, with a missing left incisor tooth and a slight curvature in the metacarpal 3 in her left hand. Based on the level of decomposition, the body appears to have been buried for approximately 6 to 8 months. Further testing and analysis is needed to determine the cause of death.
So, it was autopsy. What I could do is I can scan that and get a facial recognition of the father, quote unquote, Henry Jenkins. Don't have the necessary clearance. Okay. Back. Welcome to the facility, Gabby. Welcome to the facility, Gabby. You are in good hands now. Sincerely, Dr. Jenkins. Okay. Henry Jenkins. Wait, wasn't this the guy that... This was the guy that we were researching last episode. What the hell? Why would... Did Jenkins have a daughter?
Yeah, that looks like it could be the first name. But I'll need the last name too. I'm thorough like that.
The skeleton of...
So, what about... Gabby Jenkins doesn't exist. I need the last name. Welcome to the facility, Gabby. You're in good hands now. Henry Jenkins.
Jenkins. That name rings a bell, operator. Check the other cases for anything possibly related to him. Maybe there's a clue in there tied to the girl.
It's not in this one here. Who is this? Henry Jenkins. Wait. Jenkins was the victim. Gabby Mills.
Are you positive about this one, Tanner? Check this name on the database to make sure it's the right person.
Are there any other Gabbies on here? Gabby. Tanner Watkins. Sounds too familiar. Alright, let's check Gabby Mills in the database. That was my fault. I put that. There you go. No. He's a man. Okay. So we'll close that for now. Gabby. Wait. Gabby Bruce. Gabby Bruce? Yes. Found it. Found it. Her name is
How
Gabby
did you
Bruce.
find this, Tanner?
Her name's on the list from another case like Connie.
Just when you think this case can't get any weirder, that's exactly what it does. But I need concrete proof it's her. Got anything else in your bag of tricks?
Joe, evidence. I mean, female. I need concrete proof it's her. Gabby Bruce. Is there another Bruce on the list? Someone that I can kind of go off of? Alright, we're gonna close this case, this case, this case. What do you think? Let me see.
There must be an element that could tie the skeleton found and this Gabby Bruce. Examine the autopsy report and see if you could find anything there linking them.
The skeleton appears to be female, estimated at 9 years of age. Starting the examination now. Initial observations show well-preserved and intact bones. No visible signs of trauma or damage. The subject is missing her left incisor. The rest of the dentition looks good.
Missing left and metacarpal bone. Abnormal growth. So go
No
to that
decay
part.
or disease
in
is
there.
present. Moving on. Here's something interesting. One of the metacarpal bones on her left hand, the metacarpal.
That. Gabby also has an unusual
I'll
bone growth.
be damned. 9 years old, Tanner. Breaks your goddamn heart. What the hell is going on out here? And what's the connection to Connie? Okay, the examiner has just finished processing the second body I was telling you about. The one in the advanced state of decay. Let's see here. Adult male, early 60s. Ah, they got an ID on him. Quentin Spence. Want to see if that name is on your magical list too?
Quentin Spence. So that's on the bar, nameless. We're looking for Quentin Spence. Right there. Right there. Yep, he's right here.
So there's definitely a link. I see some of the names have been crossed out. Can you figure out what that business means?
What does crossed out man? Okay. Let's see. Give me a look.
We know 3 people on this list so far. Connie Moore, Gabby Bruce, and Quentin Spence. Connie's name is circled, but the other 2 are crossed out. If I were you, operator, I would check the database to see if I can find a pattern there.
So let's do this then, shall we? Human database. We're gonna do Quentin. Alright. We'll do Quentin Spence first. Quentin Spence. Missing. Okay. And then we'll do Gabby Moore. Gabby Bruce is dead. Connie Moore. Status alive. Gabby Bruce. Missing. Crossed out means the person is missing.
Looks to be about 100 names like that. That number matches the stones. God damn. And if I was a gambling man, I'd say the circled persons are still alive. Like our Connie. There's something else about Spence, Tanner. They found him buried in a lab coat with some, you're never gonna guess, floppy disk sewn into one of the pockets. Remember what I said about this case getting weirder and weirder? Now the second disk password protected. Open that second floppy disk and give me an address tied to Spence. Something I can look into. I'm getting a little restless with you doing all the work. The operator program. Oh, I'm sending everything your way.
There you go.
Okay. Alright, I'm gonna eat that. Indian. No. Wait. Is it like the scavenger hunt that I'm thinking of? 66.72 kilohertz is the minimum. 105 kilohertz is the maximum. She is Indian. Floppy disk 1. Okay. Wait. Res 2. Then what about Res 1?
The symbols and file names written on the second floppy disk look to be there for a reason, Tanner. I suggest checking those two files for clues about the password, focusing on the symbols. Maybe keep those two files open and see if you can do something with them.
To unlock the files, use 105 Endian. $105. Got it. My confession. If you are reading this, it means I'm no longer living, and that I have been buried in the dry field desert like the other subjects. I implore you, whoever you are, to share my story with anyone who can make things right. My name is Quentin Spence. I was head of operations at the BioM facility. I'm writing this letter because I am about to resign from a job that one cannot simply resign from. As per protocol, I will most likely be sent to the desert burial site with all my belongings. I deserve this punishment. I am sick, so sick of everything that we have done supposedly in the name of science. If you have found me, then I am assuming you have found the others too. Every person buried here in the sand is a Project Eve test subject. Eve was led by Dr. Henry Jenkins. I am not trying to shift the blame onto him. I bear my share of responsibility in this matter. While our intentions were noble, at least in the beginning, I now see that we went too far, and I am ready and willing to face whatever punishment awaits me in the next world. You have found this document, but perhaps the contents of my lab coat pocket remain undiscovered. Perhaps they could not crack the password necessary to open the floppy disk. Maybe they assumed the floppy disk contained only my research papers. Regardless, what truly matters now is you. You have the power to stop this. Biome Facility, 22 East Border Street, Bedford, Nevada. Please do not be as cowardly as I was, Quentin. Find the next step. Spence worked at the Biome Facility. It's
I'll
here.
let it go to your operator head, but that was actually somewhat impressive, Tanner. The address you sent, it's not far from here. I'll check it out first thing in the morning. Tonight, I think I'll help the team exhume the rest of these bodies. Screw the suit. God help us, Tanner. God help every single one of us.
Take care of yourself, Agent Walker. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that is day 3 ended, and after this cutscene, I'm going to end the recording. So thank you so much for watching this episode of The Operator. I really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed the content that you saw today, please go down below and hit the like button. Consider subscribing, because it would mean the world to me. I am doing this for fun, but if you really do enjoy the content, let me know.
He's poking
Let's
around,
continue watching
asking
this,
too
and
many
then
questions.
I will end.
He's going to expose us all if you don't rein him in. Yes, his shift is over. Yes. All right. Yeah, fine. We'll talk later. Bye.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. And I will get the next episode out to you guys as soon as I can. Anyways, enjoy the rest of your days, and peace out.